Aliens have invaded my megabase, and here's how I built it. Hello everybody, you joined me in a hole. Yes, some of you may recognize this as my amethyst farm, and that is because last episode I was celebrating the fact that someone had actually bought something from my amethyst shop, which doesn't happen too regularly. However, I did also forget the extreme pain of actually harvesting amethyst, because what I have to do is literally swim around and pick up amethysts one at a time. It's absolutely horrendous, but anyway, that is not what we are here for today. What we really need to do is we need to go and apparently help Tram with his turtles. No, we need to do some designing in creative. It's going to be super fun. Let's go. Well, that looks very familiar, doesn't it, everybody? Yes, this is a lovely little slice that I've taken out of Whimsicraft, shoved into my creative world to do some building, I guess. And you have no idea the amount of lag that it took to kind of do this. But anyway, the most important thing is that we've done some planning in the past, and this all kind of needs to come together to formulate something. And the first bit of planning that we did was we came up with a very simple block palette. Over here you can see we've got a lot of black, we've got a lot of green, or lime specifically, copper, iron, some redstone-y bits. And generally, it's a really nice palette. But the other thing that we need is, of course, a shape, and we also designed that, and it was some kind of like bulbous, alien-y, blobby thing, and yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with it, and the best way to do that is to do some designing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use iron, and if I can pull it out, I'm going to use diamond and iron, or gold, probably gold. And the thing about gold and diamond is they're super ugly, so I want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. But they also show depth and the number of blocks really well. And they also don't blend in with any of the other blocks that I'm using, so they're perfect for designing with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these, and hopefully we can at least start something that will give you guys a better idea of what we are going to do. So yeah, let's do some designing. I've done something. You can see I'm not running with shaders at the moment, just trying to figure things out. And it's certainly organic, and it's certainly globular, but I'm not sure about it in its entirety. However, I am quite happy with these legs. I think the idea of them kind of supporting the beating heart of the alien, I guess, because this is what this is. Yeah, so my idea with this is that the reason why this area has been dug out is that they had found some kind of alien heart, and then it's kind of shot out into the air, expanded and turned into this. And this, with the black and green color scheme, is going to kind of contrast super hard with what we have here. And you might think that, oh, well, the green is going to kind of match with the other green, but no. And the reason why it won't is because it's going to be a very, very bright artificial green. God, there we go. Very bright artificial green compared to the dull greens that are present around here. And that will make for an unnatural feel, which is, of course, what we're looking for. Or an unearthly feel. This will also hide the entrance to my storage system. So there will be some kind of entrance door, something to allow me to get in via this. However, of course, this needs more work, and the veins that you can see made of diamond would, of course, be where the green is going to be. So it's going to mainly be black themed, but we're also going to include plenty of green, and there will be some areas of grey. I'm not quite sure how the areas of grey are going to work, but something that I'm slightly conflicted on is the idea of mechanical versus organic. So when we have this kind of structure, when you're looking at it as a shape, it really, really feels organic. It really feels like this is something that has grown, which is really, really cool. But on the other hand, it doesn't quite match the previous intentions that I had, which were a slightly more kind of biomechanical system, where there's some amount of presence of metallic, which you can see over here. And I'm not quite sure. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep experimenting, but I think there might be some kind of place for let's imagine if we get some stone and some glass. If we kind of carve into this, like this, if we say this, kind of carve in, and then build deeper into the wall, we can kind of get the greys going. Oh, my light speed is a bit too fast. Kind of get the greys going, and then we can go like deeper into the wall, or almost the wall. I don't really quite know what to call any of this because, of course, being biomechanical is a bit odd. And then we can put the glass on top, and you kind of get this weird, like, almost inset mechanical thing, and I think that's pretty interesting. It's like the core is mechanical, and the biology is kind of spreading around it. I think that's a really interesting field that could be explored as well. But yeah, I want to keep building, and obviously I can't do all of it on camera, so what I think I'll do is I'll try and build more of these legs, because I'm really liking how they're feeling. And then I guess I'll try and look at more of this idea, and the idea of introducing more blocks, more greens, more black, rather than just sticking with gold and diamond. So yeah, I think that is a solid plan, so I will get to it. Okay guys, I'm still working on things, but I've just come up with some kind of like genius idea for the lore, and I need to share. As you can see, things are happening. They're not perfect. Don't look too hard at what's going on here, but basically I had an idea, and if the big alien monster has suddenly erupted out of the ground with his biomechanical insides, then why is there still machinery around? And then I was like, well, it's abandoned. Everything's abandoned. Aha! They all ran away. That's the law. Everyone has left. It's a completely deserted place, because this is terrifying. And of course it works, because even the armor stands over here are armor stands. They're not real people. And so this whole idea is suddenly works, which I love. I don't know how to properly explain how this kind of thought process went in my head. Obviously, it sounds a million times better in my brain, but speaking of brains, this kind of looks weirdly brainy. I don't know, like the veins or something. I quite like it. Anyway, more work needs to happen on this. Something I'm kind of conflicted with is the black concrete. I think it's a really cool texture. It has a lot of contrast. It's really different from everything else that we have here. But it's kind of hard to see the textures. Like if I go back here, this all looks smooth, which I don't really like. So I'm kind of playing around, but hopefully with the use of blackstone, obsidian, other stuff, it should come out really nicely. Yeah, more work to do, but this is looking pretty interesting. And it's also looking pretty horrendously difficult to get all these resources. However, most of it's quite easy to get. Like obsidian is fairly easy to get, froglight, concrete. The only thing that might be a little tricky is blackstone, but I may know someone who can provide. So yeah, right, let's go and hopefully try and finalize the design. Maybe not finalize, but move closer to a finished product. Yeah, this is ridiculous. The amount of different blocks and tiny little details in this build is absolutely ridiculous. But to be honest, I love it. Yeah, this is amazing. There are a couple of things that I've changed. For example, the feet now kind of ingrained into the floor. I feel like that really makes the build feel integrated, which is a massive improvement. That's what we really want. We don't want it to look like it's sitting on top of the land. We want it to feel like it's really part of the build itself. Other than that, this build is completely solid because I started with a circle using Axiom, and that is kind of a problem because if I make a schematic of this, it will be terrible, and it'll be like, oh yes, you need 10,000 concrete. It's like, no. So unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do is manually hollow this out, because there are some bits that are like behind glass that need to stay and stuff like that. So it's going to be wonderful fun. But as soon as we do that, it's time for resource gathering. Now, I don't often show much resource gathering because it's just leaves, wood and stone. But actually, this one's quite a complex set of different resources. So we could have a little montage. All right, But first, yep, let's hollow this out. Alrighty people, our hollowing has been successful. I feel like I haven't done a perfect job, like there are still little bits of concrete left behind, but that's alright. And that means that it's time to go shopping. Woo, love a bit of shopping. Let's go. Yeah, I don't go shopping very regularly on the server. I generally prefer to get my own resources. But I've got the list in front of me written down. And it starts with 23 stacks of black concrete, which is just absolutely wonderful. And would be such a pain to get myself, so we're going to go over to the Spego store, which actually doesn't just sell plushies. It does actually sell concrete. And it's completely out of stock. Let's go. Alright, so that's one that I'm going to have to get myself. The next place we can go is we can actually fly over to the crater. This is owned by Schienenberg, and it should have Blackstone. Aha! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do we have next? More concrete. Yes, this build does require a lot of concrete. It's so much. Wait, is that? No, of course not. Aha! 5 diamonds per stack. Oh my god. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 25 diamonds. There we go. Ah, this is a cool store that I've only been to a couple of times. The Froglight shop. And it's 3 diamonds for 64. Need 2 of those. Lovely. And we also need to visit the wool shop, which I am doubtful has stock, but we shall see. But thankfully, if it doesn't, I know where to get it from. Please read the lectern if you're a first-time customer. Yeah, so if I go in here, aha, perfect. So I need 1 of these, and I have no idea how much it costs. Probably what the lectern is for. Are they 1 diamond per stack? Amount of stacks. Okay, that was a very long way of saying a diamond per stack. And I'm pretty sure I actually take the diamond up here. We go over here, and then I throw it just in here. Yeah, probably. Alright, now we can leave. Whee! This is a lovely shop, by the way. It's so cool. Little courtyard. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave it out here. I love going around the shopping district. It's so much fun. Like, for example, over here. Oh, yes, there's just casually a mall that's open selling wood. Sadly, I don't need any wood, but it would have been a cool place to visit. I think our shopping spree is done. My pockets are feeling significantly lighter, and I'm going to have to go and see if I can find some obsidian, because I really don't want to mine 3 stacks of obsidian myself. Alright, let's go. Alrighty people, tiny bit of a quick update. I have got absolutely everything that we need, comically large amounts of concrete, and of course the concrete that I couldn't buy, all of the random little redstone bits, and the last thing we need to do is we need to go and visit Schienenberg. So let's go and do that. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so I need some obsidian, and I ain't mining it, so I believe you have some stored away from your very large bartering farm.
Yeah, sure. That's no problem.
How many diamonds are you looking for? I need 3 stacks.
Okay. I think I scammed Tremonic with 2 diamonds per stack.
Honestly, I was expecting to pay 5, so I will...
Oh, okay. we can say 3.
That works for me.
Yeah.
That should be a diamond block.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah. This is going to be super helpful for my project. So,
yeah.
I appreciate you, bro.
I'm happy to help.
And I can't wait to see what more stuff you do at your computer, because I always fly over it just every now and again. So epic. Alright, see you later, bro.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, we've got the obsidian, everybody, so that means that it is time to begin the time lapse. Let's go. Bro, what is happening? This is the type of stuff that happens on the server. Like, why? Anyway, let's go and do a time lapse. Let's go. Well, this looks fantastic. But I've got a little bit of an issue. I didn't have enough space in my inventory to hold all the buttons, so I'll be like, just do them later. And now later has come, and I've got to sit and scaffold up and place all these buttons in. What? Oh, I'm dumb. Oh well. Button placing time. Whee, let's go. And we are done with this project. Oh my lord. This took a while. Placing the buttons took like half an hour to put all the buttons in, which doesn't sound like a long time, but to be honest, this build only took me a couple of hours, so as a ratio, button placing took a long time. As you can see, I've spent some time AFK trying to oxidize these trapdoors, but I've failed dismally. We've still got a long time to wait before they're all oxidized, but it actually isn't stopping this from looking really cool. So yeah, now that we've built this, I actually want to move on and do something a little bit different. Let's go. Observant viewers might have realized that, yeah, I can't get out. I mean, I can technically. I have to, like, reach around and put a rocket there and then it'll open for me, which is great, but it doesn't work very well. So what do? Well, considering this is powered off a sculk sensor, I don't see why I can't just put one down here, connect it up there, and then we have a way out. So that is the final step for this, and yeah, that worked pretty well, so let's do it again. I went for something simple and ugly. I couldn't quite use the sculk sensor thing because sculk sensor is a little bit too sensitive for this. I probably could have used a calibrated sculk sensor, but to be honest, this was a lot easier. What I can do, press a button, whee, up we go. Isn't that great? Unfortunately, we have reached the end of the episode, but it is pretty cool that we managed to get this whole project done in one go. Next time, we'll be working down below once again in the deep dark caves. Well, not really, they're not that deep or that dark, but you know, this is everything for today, people. So if you enjoyed, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to all that fantastic stuff, and yeah, this was a fun one. So see you guys later. Bye.